Yeah, no, that intro is like it's so fucking catchy. I think like I knew that it was super catchy when like I have a YouTuber called the Rap Critic who talks about rap music, and he put that song on his
Mm,
best rap songs of the year list. I was like,
mm.
oh shit.
It's one of the few anime that I don't skip the intro for.
See, that was the thing, right? I was skipping the intro because when you first listen to it, you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? And then like even when we skip the intro, it take me a second to get past them going dun 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 dun. I was like, all right, let me skip back, but like let him get through the chant because it just gets stuck in your head.
You just gotta listen
I'll
to it.
skip to the chant and then get to the part where they're doing the Carlton
Hmm.
with her dancing in the front, and then I'll skip past that for there like yeah.
Then you end up listening to the whole thing. You know,
Yep, it's on
where
my
is?
workout playlist. It's on my workout playlist.
Oh, is it? That's your workout playlist?
That one, and then the one they have for Mashal,
Oh,
because they
nice.
also did the intro for Mashal, which if you that shit has like
Uh,
200 million views.
Demonetized. Swear in the first 2 minutes. Thanks. Appreciate that.
You
I
can bleep it out. You can bleep
yeah.
it out. It's fine.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Produce. He took the night off. Anyways, no. I've got. I listen to this band called Divided. This guy does. It's called Divided Music. He
Mhm.
makes a lot of fan made songs for animes. Some of them are really good. Some of them are, but
Mhm.
like I curated the list, so just a lot of the hype ones. And then I put I listen to the Saiyan. Well, it depends on what I'm doing, because that one I listen to while I'm running. My lifting music is like the Saiyan Hood mix on Spotify. It's just rapid, and then just
Just
DBZ
base,
sounds,
a
just
base of DBZ sound.
just screaming. You're like, yeah, that's what I'm listening to.
Oh my
I
god.
could go even further.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the funny thing is that I don't think a lot of people really understand how much the black community likes the fuck out of anime. They love
Yeah.
anime so much.
Hmm.
There is a rap song with Big Boy on it where
Hmm.
the beat is Hajime Miku. It's a Miku beat. Miku is the beat. And it has fucking Big Boy from Outcast on it. And it's like, all right. All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
We just gotta let it be. It's gotta let it be.
Yeah. It's the idea. Like, I don't know. For some reason, for the longest time, and it goes back to that whole stereotype when like people go like that gamers and all the other stuff is kind of like nerdy stuff, and not people are on board with it, and so and a lot of people inherently when they see black people, oh, they're cool, they're gonna be the cool. So like, what do you mean they're in anime and playing video games? Yeah, 'cause the stuff is fun. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's always been cool.
There are so many people that you see is like, oh, those are quote unquote hood people, and they're
Mhm.
wearing Dragon Ball Z shirts. They're
Yep.
like Goku's it, bro.
I know. Look at them. Look at them. They're doing those gang signs with their hands. Those are Naruto hand sign. Okay,
Those are they memorized that shit.
that was
They're doing the
Chidori.
water
Okay.
dragon. They're doing the
Yeah.
water dragon jutsu right
Hmm.
there.
Hmm. They stack in hand. I don't know about that. Those are water signs. Okay. Mm. Anyways, hello everybody. Welcome to an exciting new episode of Low Key on the We Are Libertarians Network. I am your host Harry, aka the Moving Target, and today's going to be a fun show. We're gonna A lot has happened, and some things have been not happened, but it's going to happen, but it's been paused, and some weird things has happened in the gaming world, and a goofy movie has come out, and I need some parts of that movie, which I have not watched yet. I was going to watch it on Sunday, but got hit with a curveball, so didn't get to do it. So I'm probably going to go watch it later. I'm going to watch this goofy movie, the Minecraft movie. I'm going to go watch it.
Oh.
First,
I mean, just try to hope you get it without all the assholes in there. Don't worry, that this is basically follow up for like half the shit we talked about last week.
I don't know if there's going to be any what people there like being mean to the show. Anyways, I'm sure it's going to be fine. Anyways,
We'll get it to. We'll get it.
joining on the show, we've got Brian Holm.
Good evening, everybody.
Oh, nice.
I made it just in the almost nick of time.
Reinhold sounds really good today.
Yeah, his
Really?
mic is
Yeah, you
crisp.
sound crisp and nice. Usually you new cable or something.
I have changed nothing.
Got it. Dogs helped. Anyways,
Windows update. Gotcha.
Windows update. Did you close
Not even
Discord?
that.
Did you close
Haven't done
Discord?
a thing.
Let me see. Let me
Nope.
see. Oh, he's on Discord. Wow. Okay. All right. It's probably a Guild Wars update. Guild Wars fixed it. Guild Wars fixed it. Anyways,
RTPS. That's what it did.
so also the famous Laughing Network. We got Vincent. Vincent, when you go say hi.
Hey everyone. So you talk about like mic quality. Totally random tangent. On when I'm at work on the phones, I'm talking like everyday people most of the time. Normal phone quality. There's one location that we work with. When they call, it sounds like they have an ASMR mic. There's no background noise. It sounds like they're right here next to your ear. And every time I answer their calls, I have to like look around for a second. It's like, because it like stuns me for like 30 seconds. Like,
cut you in the whisper song.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god. I literally told one of them one time.
Where do you see my order?
I was like, I just want to let you guys know, whatever headset or mic you're using is amazing. It sounds immaculate.
Yeah, you always can guess somebody either does something or someone's buying stuff by their equipment when they live stream, something like that. Once somebody go like, "You got a boom bar? You in HD? What are you doing?"
Yeah, but it was like, like peak quality, and it's like, this is so jarring after talking to somebody who's driving down the street using their car Bluetooth to talk to me.
God, it's so worse. Like, yeah, I try to get people to understand like bad audio is a hate crime. Okay, all right. If you're using the built-in microphone on your laptop, everyone you're talking to hates you. Just anything is better than the built-in micro, even except the Blue Yeti. Don't waste your money. Don't buy a Blue Yeti microphone. Just just get something. You don't have to get something.
Headphones with a microphone on it.
That
microphone's better
even that.
quality.
Yeah. The gaming headset or something. Just something. And so they just use it, and they're just like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I hate talking to you because you just get a headset. Just get, I had someone at my job go like, "Oh, I don't know if this headset's any good. It's like Plantronics." I was like, "Nope, perfect. Gold tier, S tier,
Yep.
S tier, S tier." Yeah, S tier. It's like, this is awesome. It's like, is that good? Is that a good? It's not one of those Beats. No, that Beats are trash. Don't buy those. The trash. Yeah, and then the Apple AirPods have come a lot better. Those have gotten a lot better.
So this is where we transition into our sponsor, Raycon, right?
But the best headset
is my everyday headphones.
No, we don't have a headset.
No, we don't. We don't have a Raycon.
But we are willing to take one.
Yeah, I mean,
Razer, Jabra, Plantronics, anyone, we'll take money. I mean,
Raycon. I mean, they seem to sponsor anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm just joking. We're not taking sponsors. We're not sellouts. We don't sell out here. We don't need sponsors.
I'm currently using $5 headbuds. So, if somebody wants to sponsor us, give me a real headset. That's fine.
We no. Actually, you know what, Reinhold? If you want to buy a headset, I'll buy you a headset, but you have to wear it.
Oh, I don't like the way the full headset looks. So. And since we do have a video component to this podcast, which most people don't know about,
I was gonna get
I know you were. You're gonna get him the hot pink ones.
Yeah, well, those are the only ones that are wireless, so it would be better for him. This way, when he gets up there and does something, he can stay on the show. He'd be out there walking the dog, still on the show, talking.
So when our turtle beach gonna make dog headphones with the floppy ears,
just
the counter.
Oh, nice. Yeah, but they don't have like cat ears on it. Did Turtle Beach?
No. I think when are they going to?
They should have.
Marketing. It's Marketing.
They really should have made especially like this, the cats for the girls, but this is for my dogs, and just made the dog headset. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Had the ears would be like one flop like that, one up and one flop down.
Flop up,
They sponsor all all fighting game community games, all of them. FGC
Hold on.
Funded by a dog.
Why are we letting Turtle beat you this? We can do this ourselves. Okay, we can make headsets. How hard could this be?
All we have to do
Mhm.
is get it really good and get a nice exemption on the tariff side of things, and we can undercut the whole market.
Yep. By exemption, you mean smuggling, right?
No, you just have to be a game.
Either that or just kiss somebody's orange butt.
Nah. Just like Han Solo, baby. Just dodge those taxes from the Empire.
Well, you just got to be a gaming console.
Oh yeah, go.
Because they're actually exempt from tariffs.
Are they?
There's it's on a byline that specifically says that it's gaming electronic devices aren't on the tariffs.
Neat. Anyways,
no, they're not on the advanced tariffs. They're still on the 20%.
That makes sense.
All right.
I mean, people are still gonna be pissed off about it either way. So,
anyways, this was recorded on April 14th, 2025, the day before tax day, where taxes are due. And it's week after the rest. Yes, taxes are due tomorrow. Okay. All right. You might be able to get an extension, because of the accelerated age, since you were there before they put in the income tax. You might be able to get extensions.
Oh man, I didn't know we're also getting sponsored by Keeps now too.
The Keep, no, it's fake sponsor. We're not being sponsored by Keeps.
I do have all mine filled out and done. I went to my mom's this weekend and we went through and filled them all out because she used to do that for a living, so she does it for me. Yeah, every year. So she's always after me in February, going, "When you get yours over here?" And I'm like, "Well, eventually." This weekend was the one.
Yeah, with my mom taking over the other house to go live at, and I was looking at the taxes for it, and realized that if I charge rent on the house at a lower than market value, I don't have to calculate the income of that house as income. It can be considered as a gift if I charge under market value, right? And I'm like, cool. It's like, and then I was looking at all the rules, like, can I also count my mom as a dependent because I am charging less than market value for the house? Trying to get me some dependents, okay?
Trying to make that bank.
Rhinos are like, I can't. Rhinos like, I got all 9 dogs in mine.
No, I take them off on charity stuff. So
that's fair.
Yeah. I did find out how much my yearly annual property taxes are for 20 acres. So
oof.
You will not be happy when you hear it.
It's less than mine, isn't it?
Annual 20 acres, $750.
I hate you. That's some.
You gotta live in the boonies.
I wanna.
And a gravel road. I can't. They're not charging me enough to pave my road, so I have to live on a gravel road.
I like. No. Man. Maybe. You may get me.
And the school system has to be great with those taxes, right?
Oh yeah.
The school system's killer out here.
To be perfectly honest, you don't really need that much to educate kids. Let's be honest here. It's the other things at the school that makes everything expensive. The football field, our band went that. No, they don't. They don't need to do all this. Why we have so many sports? We have so many sports. Why can't these sports be voluntary? Why kids cleaning
you don't want to sponsor our pickleball team?
No, and the kids should clean the schools. What? Also, we need to make walking great again and make the kids walk to school. Get rid of these buses.
Unfortunately, that's never going to happen.
Also, the school's day needs to stop at noon, all half days, save the extra money. Oh man. Anyways, these radical ideas.
No,
All hot
when I
takes.
was growing
Please
when I
send
was growing up,
please send all hot takes to editor@reinhold.com.
we had a org. I don't have
sorry,
.com.
.org.
I didn't pay. I didn't come off the money for the .com. They wouldn't. I had a deal. The guy who owned it for like 10 years was going to sell it to me for like $300, and I was like, I should have done it. And now it's somebody got it and has been cyber sitting on it for about 6 years now.
Nice.
Trying to get $1,500 out of it, and like you're not going to get that.
But you're the only Reinhold. Who else would want this?
That's what I'm saying.
So you're just waiting for him to like
give up.
Give up.
I like.
I may write him and say, "Look, I'll give you a buck. I'll give you 150 for it. I'll give you $1.50."
I think that Reinhold's unknowingly in a bidding war against somebody who just hates the fuck out of Reinhold, as they want to hold it from Reinhold, so you can't have it.
As someone who also does that, screw you, White Wolf.
Cyber Squad for that reason.
Screw you, White Wolf. Oh my god! If I found out if it's White Wolf was like, give us our domain, we'll give you
Reinhold.
Oh man, no. So this is recorded on April 14th, and this week after Trump has blinked. The markets freaked him out, hurt the world out, and he blinked and rescinded the tariffs on the company pause the tariffs for 90 days on the countries that didn't retaliate.
Well, no,
but we also won't give us
he paused it the higher taxes. So the tariffs, the 20% goes through for everybody no matter what, or the 10%. I think it's 10% for everybody no matter what. And then the higher taxes, the tariffs that were going on them, everybody, those got paused except for China,
right? And
those got paused on certain items.
Yeah.
And what's really hilarious is that everybody's trying to cover his butt. And say, oh, no, this was always part of the plan. It was always bring people to the negotiation side of things. And then Trump gets in an interview and says, no, I saw what the bond market was doing. And I thought, I better kind of hold off on this for a little while and see what happened. You know, he admitted that he had just reflexively caused it because of it. It's like everybody was trying to say, no, we're trying to help you out here with the whole, cover story. And he just blows it. He does that all the time. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And nobody will take his word for it. Everybody goes with what the other people are trying to cover for. So you hear all these people with art of the deal, and this was all planned. And I'm like, you can't say that you're going to replace income tax with tariffs and then say that you're only using tariffs as negotiating tactic to get zero tariffs for everybody eventually.
Right.
Because you can't have both of those things be true.
Correct. Yeah. This doesn't make sense. Does not make sense. None of this makes sense. With any luck, hopefully the United States will get the tariff powers away from the president. I doubt that'll happen until
after 2 years.
Yeah. And then hopefully
7.
Yeah. And because of the awful two-party systems, hopefully the other party would get their butts in gear. We can only hope. And also but then also some of the good old boy network would also let a lot, start getting some these people get scared and get primaried. Anyways, but no, so it's messing with like a lot of the gamers. Like we watched the Nintendo Switch 2 that got announced. Like you can't get your pre-orders in. Linus Tech Tips has started doing their pre-tariff set shipping sales, trying to get things out. And they're trying to get Switches too, because apparently the Switches come to North America, they all hit Washington and then go to Canada. So they're not dodging those tariffs either. So the Canada double tariffed.
And they're good. The Switch 2 is so fucked.
It's a stupid console.
It is so fucked as is, right?
Yeah.
So the double tariffs for Canada, because Canada's already going to pay higher amounts for it,
because
they're going to pay even more.
Yeah.
And then people weren't already going to buy this because this is fucking. I could buy a PS5 for the same fucking price.
Right. I get a Steam Deck and just emulate and upscale the games myself.
And then we have fucking Doug Bowser out here
Mm-hmm.
to go in. Well, if you can't afford a Switch 2, you can buy a Switch 1.
Deal.
Like, oh, you know the thing that Microsoft did when they announced
Mm-hmm.
the Xbox One. He said, "Well, you can't afford that. Buy an Xbox 360." So they did, and that console failed.
Yes.
And the
Fails.
only reason that the Xbox has never reclaimed their market space
Yeah.
after the 360.
Nope.
Yeah,
Because
Sony ended up with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
After the 360, they lost all their market space,
Mm-hmm.
and they have nothing that gets people to just be them. Because if you want to play Microsoft, get a PC, because you just get Game Pass on PC, and any exclusive game that
Mm-hmm.
is a Microsoft game is on PC, and the PC has a bunch of Sony games.
Right.
So it's like, oh, I can just play Final Fantasy on my PC and whatever game you release on Microsoft. Deal.
Yeah. And you
Plus
open it
anything
up.
on Steam. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Massive backlog,
Yeah.
of games that
So
you can have. So, yeah. Hi, Christy. Happy Monday. It's Monday show.
So gamers are going to PC. They're not going to go Linux. They're not going to go Sony. They're going to go with computers. So
right. So at
Windows
this
11,
point,
the greatest gaming OS ever. Windows 11.
Oh, God, it's why is Windows 11 such trash? It's like
I
every
don't get it. I don't know the difference. I really don't see the issue with Windows 11 that people have. With
it will it's not, the thing is, it seems like it's not every it'll have random errors on some people's machines depending on what's going on. It's like it'll just freak out. So like my framework, I have a framework laptop, right? I'm not a partial, owner or sponsor of framework, but I have a framework laptop and I freaking love this thing on Linux. Amazing, right? But for some reason, when it comes to Windows, this thing hates audio drivers and just hates it. Hates it. Sometimes my headset will just start working and then it'll just stop. Work. Cut.
is that Microsoft's fault, or is that the people who wrote the drivers for the headset's fault, the audio's drivers' fault?
I don't know, because I've reinstalled Windows 11 3 different times. I've used my Razer Kraken. I've used my Jabber. I used the built-ins. I don't know. Reinhold, you tell me.
all drivers are bad.
Are all drivers bad? You know how I solved the audio issues on my Windows 11 machine? I use RDP and remote audio. That works perfectly fine.
Well, I've had a problem with Discord for a long time because Windows 11 had an update and something happened to the way so I have this audio program called Voice Meter.
Mhm.
It basically gets inside and has a shim inside the audio system to let you do mixing and everything else. So it's like having a physical mixing board, but it's digital
Yeah.
and on the computer, and it handles it on processing
Nice.
on the computer. So it's really cool. But the problem was the driver for it was having an issue with Discord, because Discord would try to have two different tracks for the audio in a
Right.
certain way, so that when I was trying to talk to people on Discord, they couldn't hear me, but I could hear them. And then you'll look at the volumes, and you would see that there was a second Discord channel on the audio system, and it was always down to 0 or down to 1, and you couldn't change the volume on it. It was locked. Voice Meter realized that there was a problem when they were in. They updated the software, put a new driver out,
Yeah.
updated. Now it's working. But it was just something that they had done that impacted the way that Voice Meter was shimming into that audio system that caused the problems. And they fixed it, and now it's working fine. So it just took them like 4 months to realize it and get it fixed.
Yeah.
So during that time, I could only use Discord in the web browser, which is really kind of a pain when you're trying to do things like you're trying to play a game and you're trying to talk on Discord and you're trying to do push to talk, but the push to talk doesn't work unless Discord is the window is the in front. So you have to switch out of the game, activate the window, speak, go back to it was just a horrible situation. So
yeah. Yeah.
But now it's all great.
Well,
It's all
Reinhold, if
fixed.
you buy a Switch 2,
Ooh.
you can just use the chat on the Switch 2, Reinhold. Just
Good.
press a
Yeah, but
button. They have
I
a
can't play the
Steam
game that I
chat
play
button.
on the Switch 2 because it's not a Switch 2 game because it's a PC. It's an MMORPG.
I mean, that's fine. The Switch 2 also looks like it runs their equivalent of Discord like a potato. But the them saying just buy a original Switch, and then the fiasco connected to. So as we talked about last time about them bringing Switch games up to the
Mhm.
Switch 2 versions of it, Switch
Yeah.
2 versions. So we had $70, $80 for Tears of the Kingdom,
Mhm.
right? So Breath of the Wild, the
Yeah.
game that was originally on Wii U,
Mm-hmm.
is $70 on the Switch 2 without the DLC, without the $20 DLC. So if you want the full game on Switch 2, you
What
have to
the-
spend $90 on a game that was released on the fucking Wii U.
All right. Okay. All right. What can I get for $90 if I went down to like my local heart?
What can I get for $90
GameStop?
on any Steam sale ever?
Oh man, like I would have. Yeah. Okay.
Just go to the below $5 mark in the Steam sale, and you get a bunch of like good games that have been out for like 10 years that know what it that
That's
they've
true.
just lowered the price on because they've just
20
been around for a long time.
games.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Hey, I just picked up Wild Assault for less than $20. Love it. Pick up the game. It's great. It's an amazing game.
Yeah.
I finally
Or you
unlocked.
could do you could
I'll unlock the
get-
skunk
make
this
sure to-
weekend.
Make sure to get the Humble Bundle because you can get free games every month.
Yep.
Just
Yep. Yep.
Getting given to charity, and you get a bunch of free games and stuff, and books and things like that.
It's a good tie-in for the taxes. Yeah. 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 Don't forget the keep your Humble Bundle receipts.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, oh no.
He's like, of course.
No, the problem is that the way they do it now is they give you so much of a bump that they already give you like a certain amount, so you have to hit over that number for for how amount you give to charity to matter.
Mhm.
And it's like $3,000 a year or something like that. It's just you have to really be doing a lot of stuff in order to get that.
So we should.
That's a lot of games. That's a lot of Humble Bundle games.
So should we form like a Humble Bundle collective and just share that?
I've got like 10 years worth of Humble Bundle games sitting there that I've never claimed. I've got all the activation codes. If I go into my account, I can get all these. I'm like, I can never play all of these games, and none of them are really that great. You know, a lot of them are really not great, but it's still
The first Humble Bundle that was like one of the very first ones, the one that had like Super Meat Boy and Fez and Bastion,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
the start of the indie game boom stuff.
Mhm.
The fact that some of those companies are still around making things, like
Mhm.
the fact that the people who made Bastion made Transistor, then made Hades, and now making Hades 2,
Mhm.
their first sequel that they've never done. You know, it's just, this stuff has just been around for a long time.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I know somebody here has the entire collection of one of the mangas that were on my 3x3 because he got it on the Humble Bundle.
That's awesome.
I'm talking about you.
Oh.
it is awesome for you. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh shit, that's right."
That is
I
me.
remember
Hold on.
that.
Let me go to my inbox.
I do remember that.
Wow, I also have a bunch of stuff in my inbox. Yeah, anyways, yeah. So yeah. So the Switch 2 is,
Oh my god, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a
But-
mess. Like, when
it's not-
that comes out, we're going to really see how much people value the name of Nintendo and then their pocketbooks.
right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was the thing. So Microsoft always got people to stay with their ecosystem for a long time through backwards compatibility. That was the main thing. You always be backwards compatible. Always, everybody's talking about how Windows did this and couldn't do that, and it's old systems. It's like, yeah, they were always trying to shoe in shoehorn in the ability to play, to do all the old stuff, the old applications and everything else that you could with your computer. So they never rewrote it from the ground up. They never reconstituted that gaming experience. Now they tried to do that with the phones. They were killing it in the phone market, in the smartphone market, the pocket PC market. They were like killing it until Apple came out with their ecosystem. It was fresh and new and built from scratch, and they had the store where you could buy apps, which Steve Jobs was against doing, but that was what ended up, making people want that even more, and tied people into it. And instead, Microsoft decided to write the new OS from scratch, and it was good, but it wasn't backwards compatible, and that's what irritated a lot of people, is they couldn't take their games that they had bought for Pocket PC games that they had, that didn't throw them onto that, that system, and they couldn't do the other Windows apps that would work on there, like Telnet, things like that would work. A lot of that stuff didn't work right away, and that's what kind of halted their ownership of that market. And when the Switch is coming out and saying you can't get all the stuff, you can't play all the same games you played before and bring them with you. You have to buy them new again. You have to get these new versions. People are not going to. That's when people are making the decision: do I really need to stay with this platform? If I'm going to have to buy all my stuff again, I can look at see which platform is better for me.
Right.
Maybe it's time to go to get a computer. Maybe it's time to go get a PS5 or something like that. And then
there are so many fucking Switch games that if somebody really wants to play Switch games, there's enough content there that they can play. I think there is almost 100 maps on Mario Kart 8 by itself. And it's like, all right, cool. Beat all 100 maps of Mario Kart 8.
Yeah. And even if you do beat them, you still got your friends. You still play with your friends and have them come
Smash
over.
Bros. There's so many games. Like there's a bunch of RPGs, like the Bravely Default series, and Octopath Traveler and Triangle Strategy. Like there's too much content for them to go here. Pay $500 for Mario Kart again.
I know, right? Yeah.
And how friendly is the Switch 2 going to be to modding community?
It's a Nintendo.
Yeah, it's Nintendo.
Yeah,
it's Nintendo. They just struck the channel just for putting it in the same sentence. Okay.
The closest thing the closest thing you get to that is Pokemon YouTubers using a thing to randomize Pokemon. And randomizing moves and stuff. That's the closest thing you're going to get to actual modding of these games.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And even then, they don't care because at this point, they've already made all the money that they can out of Scarlet and Violet because that game is mediocre. But
speaking of gaming companies making it the best most they can, apparently the EU is stepping in to help protect us, innocent gamers out there, for the awful gaming companies and their terrible practices. That's right, everyone. We are talking about the casinos known as video games. So the good guys over in Europe started to realizing the digital casino, which is most of the gaming market, has started to become with all the loot boxes and the way they are doing all their different digital currencies in the games. A lot of the games that we were playing, even some of the games we brought up and they have 2, 3, 4, 5 different currencies inside the game and different packages. And the EU wants to step in and probably put some regulation to it.
Which makes sense because a lot of the games that are like that. Because let's be honest, the biggest, most oppressive offenders are the sports games.
Yes.
Sports games are the most oppressive offenders of that. And then the gacha games are like the next step below.
Yeah. Which is like unreal when you think the gacha games are they're not so bad because those one at least want you to keep playing. You can have a fun experience.
Like you can not spend money on these games.
Yeah.
There are ways that they go out of their way to give you enough of the in-game currency to get the things you want.
Yep. And a good path. Some of the things that you want and paths how to get them. Yes. But if you want it fast or you want the special things, they make you try to pay this money off, and they try to obfuscate that. And that's what the main thing of the regulations are going to do because of the obfuscation for it. Like, oh, you've got to, since it's not, they're never like the money for some reason is never a 1-to-1 comparison. It's like, oh, 10 gems. I don't want to. Oh, I'm beating on Rhino. 10 gems. If you want some gems,
no, it's happened. Discworld is not
Discworld.
Guild Wars.
Discworld.
No, Discworld's great. Don't even start there.
Discworld
no,
Guild
Wars. Guild Wars. No, there's actually a Discworld mod that is. I still have a huge love in my heart for it. It still exists, and it's great and lovely, and my work still exists on it, and that's free, and it'll always be free. So just relax. Anyway, Guild Wars has a gem store where you can buy stuff. It's not pay to win. It's always stuff like, different skins, things like that. But there is this thing where they do, you can get these lion keys to open up these lion boxes, these black lion boxes. And then it's like the rates of the percentages on what's in the box has always kind of been a weird mystery because it's not exactly as it reads. It's kind of a weird exponential type thing that it doesn't look like. It looks like you might have a better chance than you do, and then you have to pay gems to get the keys, and the gems you can get with in-game currency that you earn. Like you earn gold in the game, and you can buy gems with those gold, but you could also buy gems with regular money. And it's a market to where it changes daily, hourly, or whatever what the rates are, depending on how many people are selling gold and gems and how many people are buying gold and gems. So it's never as obvious how much it's going to cost to get something. Like if they set something in the store is 1,800 gems, how much is 1,800 gems when you buy it? You can see how much that is, but also not exactly. So it's always kind of tricky there. So
what else?
So they're getting hit with it too, though. They have to be more open with that because of this rule. But it really that's like one of the very lightest touches of that type of gem store and obfuscation. There's people who do a lot worse.
Correct. When you spend $10 for, you get 120 gems, right? They always try to go over it. And everything you want to buy, usually they'll make sure the pricing, so their complete package isn't complete. You can't just spend $10 get the thing that you want. It's no. That sword that you want is 115, but you can't do this. So it splits it in half, so it keeps you like, okay, well, I still got gems, right? Now I gotta keep playing the game, buy more gems, or whatever the currency is inside this game. So tricky. So give that goods. That hook, then for that some cost fallacy, so they keep buying new gems.
Right, and then not to glaze as much as I've already had for the past, like, every time we talk about this, but Marvel Rivals, they have a very set currency exchange. $1 is 100 of the gold, basically, that allows you to buy things. And if there's ever a point where you're like short on something, they have an option of just paying the money up to match what you need it to be without going over. So if it's only $1 short, you can just pay the $1 and just be done. They give you the option to do that. Oh yeah, obviously, absolutely. I mean, and then they did a bunch of stuff like when like they have the in-game currency for the battle pass. If you complete the battle pass, what do you do with all this extra currency? Well, they went out of their way and go, well, you turn the battle pass currency allows you to unlock stuff in the battle pass to the in-game currency allows you to buy stuff in the stores for skins and stuff. So if you've played the game a whole bunch and you've grinded all the way through the battle pass, then you have an option to turn all those points of you playing the game into something useful.
Nice. I want to get Blade a new blanket.
Right? Fucking let him hang out in Wakanda elsewhere. I'm telling you, when we see him risen up Dazzler in the gala, it's gonna be great.
But so they're trying to put it like a stop to it because, like, we all know, we all see, like, you've seen like little kids or just like young people or people who are susceptible to gambling. And we've talked about the horrors of gambling here on the podcast before. It's it's basically the same thing, the same type of mechanics, the same type of psychology, but it's in the gaming world. It's also poisoning gaming because a lot of EA and other gaming companies, they make it's the biggest point of their game. It's how they make the billions of dollars for their sports game.
Right.
It's the casinos.
the ultimate team, the
Mhm.
MUT mode, my ultimate team mode
Mhm.
is literally just fictional booster packs for
Mhm.
football players that doesn't carry over to the next version of the game.
Yep.
So if I hypothetically played Madden
Mhm.
25 and spent $10,000 on MUT,
Mhm.
and then Madden 26 comes out, well, I have to spend another $10,000 on Madden 26. I want to have the same team that had in Madden 25,
Yep.
and it's just
Rinse, repeat. And then with FIFA, NHL, all the
yes,
sports games.
all of them, every single one. Oh, you think 2K is out of this? Nah. 2K,
Ah,
NBA 2K does that shit too.
yep.
They have a My Ultimate that they were the ones that got blown up the most when they had the fucking actual casino to gamble for points in the game
I
to,
know.
to buy more custom character skins,
Is that great?
custom
Yeah,
character cards.
I know. Yeah, so it's neat that so we don't know if the gaming, a lot of the game companies will shut that down, try to put some parity there so it makes it work better, or will they just shut out Europe out of being able to get into those areas or not have those games? So
Well, I mean, I feel like they're gonna probably try to find like a happy medium.
mhm.
So what happened with Overwatch and all the loot boxes? Overwatch got popular with loot boxes, and
Mhm.
everything had loot boxes, and everyone's like, "Dude, loot boxes are ass." And they go, and then there's a bunch of legislation on loot boxes, or as EA put it, surprise mechanics.
Mhm. Surprise.
Fuck off. But a lot of those got restricted and they
Mhm.
stopped doing as many loot boxes for most things. That's why I think we've seen the rise of the battle pass
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
comparison to the loot box
Mhm.
because now you have a set line of what it's going to be
Yeah.
to try to get around them doing the loot box element of it. So
Mhm.
they try to monetize it a different way.
Right.
But the battle pass has also gotten ridiculous when you have a single player game with a fucking battle pass. You fucked up.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
fucked
it
up.
is stupid. Yeah. And I'm tired of the battle passes. Is like makes it feel like a full time job that I've got to get in, log in, do all this stuff. It's like I'm fine with some simple dailies, but like the daily of, oh, you've got to win 10 matches. F you, dude. This it's a hero shooter, so I need to run 10 matches a day. F you, F you. It's like it's Monday. I've got work the next day.
Yeah, I got
I can't
shit to
sit.
do.
I can't sit here and just sweat all night to get my 10 freaking wins. It's Wild Assault. Wild Assault
Yeah,
has it's a daily.
it's a daily for
It's a
10 wins.
daily 10
That's
wins.
disgusting.
10 wins. I did my other daily the other day, was like log in twice. I'm like, well, just let me log. So I turned off, turned it back. I'm like, yeah, it works.
Yeah, Good Wars has got a new system now where it used to be every time you logged in, you advanced up the ladder and then you
Yeah.
would reset after 30 days and the higher stuff was at the end. So if you logged in daily, you got better stuff at the end. Now they're doing like a wizard thing where they have weeklies, monthlies, and
Mhm.
special events. So you log in every day. That's one of your events. So you just have to do like 4 of the 6 or 7 different things. You could also choose which area of the game you
Yeah.
want those to be in. So you can say I don't do PvP.
Mhm.
I do world versus world and I do, PvE.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 places I want to get those from. So then you will get those like in world versus world. It's like you have to kill 5 enemy guards, which is like
Mhm.
you walk in, you do that in 12 minutes, 10 minutes. You can bump, do that. Or you have to capture 5 shrines, which you can do in 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And
Right.
it's it. It's all you have to do. You get your dailies done. And then you can
That's
work on weeklies, which are usually just variations of those a little bit more. So
yeah.
it's not hard to make
Mhm.
through that system that they have now.
Mhm.
Um, and it's really nice because in the system, the things you can buy with that specific currency
Mhm.
are things like legendary starter kits where you can get like a huge bunch of the legendaries that you want to make. You get like a third of what it takes to make that legendary just given to you right away. So you're done.
Nice.
It's like a gift of might, which can take you 6 months to collect all the stuff for you. They can just give you one of
Mhm.
those to start with and the precursor for it. So it's good
Yeah.
to go. So there's a lot of value in there.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of stuff in there that's just worthless. So you have to know what you're doing. Like you could buy revive orbs, and everybody's just like, "Why would anybody want to buy those?"
Got a revive
It's just,
orb.
Oh yeah.
you
But yeah,
you
it's
remember
like
those?
Yep.
The reason
They still exist.
consistently, the
Well,
reason I consistently play Zenless is because the dailies are super quick and easy. It's like, oh, go do these 3 fights, go get this one scratch off ticket a day that gives you random in-game currencies or items. And then after the week it goes, here's these fun things you can do that you can keep track of. There you go.
yeah. Back when I was playing Guild Wars 2 all the time, I was left wow when I went to Guild Wars 2. So I just kept buying. I kept using the monthly spend I went for World of Warcraft. I just started giving to Guild Wars 2. So when I started playing, I had a boatload of gems. Everyone's like, "Are you buying gems?" Like, yes.
It's like, why? Like subscription fee.
Well, you can buy with in-game gold now. So as people are just got these gold farms and they just buy gems with it, and
you still could. You still could in the beginning.
Like a couple of weeks ago, they had a 3-day sale on Black Lion keys, like a third of what they were normally, and people were just pounding. They were taking all the stuff in their accounts that they've been saving up and just blasted it on the trading post to get the gold, to use the gold to buy the gems, to buy the keys, just to unlock this. I've got 100
because it was like a couple of times at the beginning we were trying to figure out like it's easier to like have what's the better store of value, gold or gems? Where do you want your value in? When you have like because if you farm all this out and stuff like, wow, I've got 100 gold pieces, should I turn them into gems or keep them as gold?
And that's the one thing about it is that
because it's
in Guild Wars 2, that market goes up and down. How much gold
right
for gems, not gems for gold.
Yeah, when to cash in, when to cash out. Anyways, MMO marketplaces
you have now the market to watch all that stuff and give you. It's like
markets, like
Dow Jones kind of thing.
So when did they introduce the 90% tariffs in that though?
God, oh man, so I used to be awful in was it World of Warcraft? Because all I wanted to do was mine stuff. I didn't really want to play the game, so I'd get all this stuff before I had a guild to dump it off of. I would just take it to the marketplace. And I would just sell it for cheap because I didn't care. So there's just like this dude's just putting up whole things of wood and just doesn't care. I'm like, I think someone was eventually just buying it off to get it off the marketplace because I just put it cheap. I just needed enough to repair my stuff and go back out. That's all I cared about.
Yeah, that's the thing at Guild Wars 2. You can people put sell orders out there or buy orders and stuff, and you can always like see what the highest person, and you just do one more copper than them, then another person one more copper. That's how the market keeps going up and down based off of how many people are buying, how many people are selling. It's just hilarious to watch it because it's.
There's me who just wants to sell fast. I go 3 under. Ruin the whole market.
I see people on there and it's like, oh, here's one that's like 2 silver under. It's like a huge jump because they just want to dump it and they don't want to try and come underneath it.
Right. I just want it gone. I just want it gone.
I don't
want
care.
It gone. It means nothing to me.
I'm not going to hoard this material. Get this out of my face.
Right. I have so much of this that I don't care anymore. But no, yeah. Speaking of things I should care about. So, anyways, there's this movie about blocks.
So last week, right, we talked about a little bit of the Minecraft movie, and you guys were like, "Oh, kids having fun, etc., etc."
The Roblox movie.
So
don't speak that into existence.
So when you think at the perspective is, oh, it's a bunch of kids having fun, etc., it's fine. But when you actually see the videos of what's happening, when it's 20 to 30 somethings in the middle of a movie theater being assholes for no reason, in the middle of a movie that just came out, is kind of a problem.
What?
So I have one thing. I've seen one video of this. So you've probably seen more than me on this, but the one I saw, I didn't think it was that bad. It was just a bunch of people that as soon as they had a creeper jockey show up on screen, everybody was waiting for it to happen, and when it happened, everybody just started throwing their stuff in the air, and popcorn and stuff went all over the place, and they were going nuts. Which is people who own the theater didn't have to clean up that place. That's rude and everything else, but still, it wasn't nearly as bad as it sounds like some people are being.
Police set up patrols after teenage boy assaulted at Minecraft film in Lancaster. It's like they at first when it's like, oh, it's silly, blah blah blah, they're throwing stuff, but then you also have to realize, a, they're being dicks to the employees working there for no
Correct.
reason because of internet clout.
Right.
Because this movie is showing they have 30 minutes to clean this fucking theater before the next movie starts.
Right.
So these grown ass people are coming in there, holding each other on their shoulders, bringing in live fucking chickens into the fucking theater.
Yeah.
You got people throwing full things of popcorn, soda, and all that garbage shit that we were talking about. We got the police called. We got somebody. It was in Alaska.
Oh my God.
One of the employees got body slammed by people in the theater.
See, there's a line because I grew up in the era of Rocky Horror where you threw rice and all that stuff, and
that's,
they knew it was
different.
happening.
That's different.
And it
That's
was
different.
fun.
It's different.
However, Reinhold, they set up for Rocky Horror. They know it's going to be Rocky Horror, so they set it up for Rocky Horror. Same with The Room, where when they have showings of The Room, they specifically are set up for it to clean up all the fucking spoons, and it's a one showing a night, so that way after it's over, everybody can just go in and clean it all up.
Saturday night midnight, they've got till the next day to clean it up. And a
then
lot of times the people who are doing the shows would, there's like a cast that would act out the stuff, and a lot of times those people would stay and clean up the theater. Right? If these people were cleaning up after themselves, that would be different, I think.
All right.
But they're not.
I need some explanation.
Just walking out of the theater.
What's a chicken jockey?
A chicken jockey is in Minecraft. There are chickens that have little tiny zombies on it, and that's a chicken jockey.
Okay. All right.
But
they're rare. They're rare. That's the thing. It's like the lightning creeper or whatever. It's another thing that's rare to do, but it's not as chicken jockeys are something you see in the game once in a while.
When it's thunderstorming, sometimes creepers get hit by lightning and they become supercharged creepers.
In some of the modded games that I play, they have like quest books that you can go through, and one of them is doing stuff to actually create one of those. You have to get lightning to throw in a certain spot. You have to collect the creepers there in a certain way to get them to become lightning bound, as it were.
But basically, because it became a meme to yell chicken jockey and cheer and holler at it. But then people starts to escalate it more and more to get more internet clout because they really don't care about the movie. They're only there for the memes.
Yeah.
Even though the movie
There's
just
always
came
somebody
out.
videotaping.
Exactly.
Their
That's why
reaction.
people having
Who's gonna have the
cameras
best
and having all this food. Like people have actual trash bags full of popcorn that they're throwing across this theater in the middle of the fucking day.
Oh my God.
And so I'm just sitting here just like and I think Moist Critical put it the best way. It's like I shit on YouTube pranksters for making drive-through employees' lives miserable. Why would I support this? This is fucking stupid. They're just making their jobs harder for no reason.
Right.
For
when it was done in the celebration of the actual movie, like with Rocky Horror, it's a celebration of the fact that movie has dialogue holes that are so big you could drive trucks through, so that you can add dialogues and do things like that. It was fun. It was an homage to the movie. It wasn't done because, hey, we got these, we can get popular on YouTube for it. It was, they just enjoyed the experience.
Same with
This
Room.
is completely different.
The Room is a terrible movie. It is so fucking bad. But the fact that people found it entertaining because of how bad it is, to the point where the director had to go out of his way to go, oh, it wasn't a serious movie, it's a dark comedy. Get it? Yeah, that's what it is, a dark comedy.
So what's up with the spoons?
There's a scene in the movie where they specifically focus on a spoon, so they throw plastic spoons at the screen. But it's one of the Harry, there's a moment in The Room. Have you seen The Room?
Nope.
There,
It looked like awful trash.
it's
Oh, hi,
it is,
Mark. I was like, I'm
it
not
is
watching
so
this.
fucking funny because there's so many terrible scenes that make no sense. Like Tommy Wiseau has a sex scene and it looks like he's fucking her belly button.
Oh my god.
And it's so
Oh
terrible.
my god.
And then there's the whole shit where like
Alright,
the
we get-
love interest's mom randomly drops that she has cancer in the middle of a conversation for no reason.
all right. We get to 25,000 downloads. I'll watch The Room.
Good. The Room is fucking
In
hilarious.
theater. In the theater.
Yeah.
What? No. Whoa,
At a
whoa,
showing.
whoa,
At a
whoa,
showing.
whoa, no.
At a showing. You got to get the experience. So that was the fun thing about Rocky Horror is that when they released the movie on home video, it's like, oh, this movie's kind of, it's okay. It's kind of, it's weird and it's got some things, but it's such a phenomenon when you go to the theater. It's an experience in the theater.
Right.
Have you seen some of the clips that have leaked out with people putting like some Bluey clips inside of Rocky? Have you seen the Rocky with Bluey clip?
No, it's fucking hilarious.
People, Rocky's growing up. We're growing up. A lot of them are growing. It's kind of neat. It's neat. Yeah.
I think Rocky's a one-time phenomenon that people are trying to recapture a little bit, but it's not ever going to be the same. But even Richard O'Brien, who wrote it, couldn't recapture it with his next movie he made. Well, he tried to, but it was an okay movie, but it wasn't. It never caught on like that. It was a really weird phenomenon.
That's the thing about cult classics. You can't force a cult classic.
And what's funny is with that movie, and I know we're going way off script, but with Rocky Horror, it's weird because the play was so well loved. Everybody loved that play. It was so well done. It was so great. It won awards and everything. So when they made the movie, they were trying to make that a play experience. That musical play experience come to life on the screen, and it just didn't really work the same. It's still kind of fun to watch if you get it, but it's an experience to watch it as a play. So they found a way to do it in the movie. It was just a weird phenomenon that happened that otherwise nobody would have heard of that movie if they had never done it.
Yeah,
right, exactly. There's a lot of those like weird moments where things just connect at the right time, the right way, that builds people to entertainment. Like the Room, it would have just been one of those bad movies that get written off that nobody will talk about.
Yep.
But somebody found it on the internet, made fun of it, and they showed their friends, and then they showed somebody else, and then it just became this whole other thing. Especially since Tommy Wiseau is a fucking weirdo, at least especially when that movie came out, because apparently he's been like getting way better as an auteur, apparently, from what I understand. From what I've heard, that he's become a significantly better artist and movie director, which is great for him. I'm glad that he's able to become better at a craft that he loves, even if he is a weird person. But the things like Invader Zim being what it is one of those things that it came out of nowhere, is a weird cartoon that Nickelodeon gave the guy who made Johnny the Homicidal Maniac a fucking cartoon and just said, go fucking wild. And we're gonna show that next to fucking Rugrats. And then people are just like, oh.
Freakazoid, Animaniacs, those are others where it's like the adults got in and had some fun.
Yeah.
And kids love the shows, but the adults were getting all the jokes, the really good second level entendre double jokes that are made in those things.
Yes.
No, I
references,
said
those were
fingerprints. I don't want to do that.
But that's the difference here, is that those were organic and creative and things that happened because of that. But Minecraft, the whole thing with the chicken jockey thing is just that it's a fun thing in the Minecraft community, where if you watch people playing Minecraft and they see a chicken jockey, they kind of go, oh my god, it's like it's a freaking out deal that they do. So I see carrying that over when you see that in the movie, because it's an Easter egg that they put in there for a reason, because they know that people like that thing, and they get excited about it. So I could see some people getting excited about it during the showings, but it seems to me like it sounds like they're trying to force something into it that's not really organically growing out of it.
What it really is that the movie, as a movie, it's not a good movie. but people see it as a meme, so they're going out of their way to do it. And the issue is that they're doing this meme in a destructive way,
Right.
right? When Despicable Me 4 came out, right? It was a meme for a bunch of guys to go to the theater wearing fresh tuxes and go in the back of the movie theater and watch the movie at all, because it was opening night for them, so they all showed up wearing tuxes and just to enjoy Despicable Me 4.
Mm-hmm.
And like that was the meme. You would see
Yes, I
all
remember
over.
that. Yes,
There's a
yeah.
bunch of videos online of people going to these theaters wearing suits for no reason because they want to go see Despicable Me, and it was a fun little thing that they did, and people enjoyed it. And they didn't destroy anything. They didn't distract from the people who actually are there to see the movie. Imagine if you went to that theater with your 7-year-old kid who likes playing Minecraft, and then beside you are two 20-something-year-olds holding trash bags full of popcorn and chickens. And then the other guy on the other side of you like starts tackling an employee. That ruins it for the kid that's there who wants to see the movie.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
So,
and in this economy, it's very expensive to get there
exactly,
and do all those things
exactly.
and find the time to go do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It ruins it. Yeah. Could ruin the whole Sunday.
Right, you're spending the fucking $40 to go see the goddamn movie.
I know.
Why are you just ruining this for other people? And then when you have the director who obviously doesn't really know the extent of everything, he's like, why are they getting so upset about people just throwing popcorn? No, motherfucker. They weren't just throwing popcorn.
He's also just getting paid too. Each time
absolutely.
they have to buy a ticket to go see, so he's getting paid.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm with Moas to Critical is I really do dislike when people like bully, mess with like service workers, you know.
Right.
They're there to be the service, not to be your servant. And no one deserves to, have to be ridiculed or have to pick up more than they have to. Really ticks me off when I see people do that, like crap on people like a service worker.
I mean, if it was something like if somebody thought through it and said, okay, let's do something that's fun and exciting and celebratory of that event thing, but not destructive, like let's bring in a bunch of noisemakers or air horns or something, something that isn't going to take half an hour to an hour clean up,
right?
That would be probably okay. But when you're doing something over the top like that for no reason, it just seems silly.
Correct. Yeah. And then clearly the people who do this do have somewhat of a privilege because they're able to afford to go to this movie theater and get all this popcorn inside of there.
Right. They're more affluent people who are trying to go about it for the internet clout. That's what it boils down to. If I can make video of it,
it's
I'm
not
going to do it.
It's not celebratory. It's doing it for alternative reasons. Where, like I said, with the Room and Rocky Horror, they did it because they loved the movie, the experience that they were having, as opposed to, hey, I can make money by getting my numbers up on my YouTube by having video of me acting like a fool, which is half of what YouTube is a bunch of people. That's why Logan Paul is who he is because there are people who know that they can make money by getting people to watch their videos by doing stupid crap. Right. And this is just more of that.
Here's the best comparison, right? I saw every single Avenger movie at midnight release. Avengers, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, Endgame. There are moments where people clap, they cheer. When they showed Thanos at the end of the post-credit scene for Avengers, the audible gasp you could hear in the room of people going, oh my god, they're doing Thanos? Oh man, that means they're gonna do the Infinity. Oh my god, like people losing their mind and just bringing in that moment when in Endgame where Cap picks up Mjolnir and Thor just goes, yeah, and everybody in the crowd cheers and claps with them because they knew he could wield it. Like that's completely different compared to let's fuck up this whole theater. It would be different, At least with Morbius, it became a meme that it's Morbin time, and
Mhm.
nobody liked the movie, but but they convinced Sony to release it a second time, and it was even funnier the second time when it failed again.
Well, I mean, the only movie I've ever been to where at the end of the movie, when the credits rolled, the audience stood up and cheered was when I saw the original Star Wars movie in theater.
Mm.
The original, before it was called Episode 4, it was just Star Wars. At the end of that movie, when I went, I was 10 years old, maybe 11. I saw it. I was like, I don't want to go see it. I want to go see it. And it was in the theaters for a year. That's how long this thing went, because it was so, it changed cinema. I mean, it's a historic event, really, when that came out. And at the end of the movie, people stood up and cheered and applauded and it was, I'd never seen that in a movie before. I don't think I've ever seen it in a movie since. I've seen people cheer during the movie at certain events and times, but never like as the movie ends, people are just like, this was the great enough experience. I'm gonna stand and clap, even though the people who made the movie aren't there. They don't know.
Right.
I mean,
Like,
but they still felt like they needed to do that. That's how much they love the movie. So
right. Like, I mean, as I've said, I mean that the first Avengers movie and the end of Endgame, I had that happen. Mostly because the first Avenger movie is like, this is the first one. They did this. People were losing their minds that they even made it happen.
Right.
And then Endgame was basically the end of everything. Like the end of the big fucking arc they've been building since people were children. Seeing these movies at midnight releases, people were standing and cheering and clapping it because it's like, this is the end of this story arc that people cared about. Even though it was a sad ending, there are characters that died and all these other things, people, and even though the movie had some issues, obviously, but people really enjoyed what happened. The fact that was the post-credit scene is just them eating shawarma is so funny.
I think that's what made the post-credit scenes real popular, was that specific one. I mean, there's some people who had done it before. I mean, Ferris Bueller was the first one to do it, right?
Yeah.
Well, technically, the one that made it really popular was the end of Iron Man, because they showed that they were building to something with Nick Fury.
Yeah, when he comes in, Nick Fury with
shows
the saucy
like,
little
I'm building
number.
a team, and it's like, oh shit, they're actually gonna make a universe of these characters, and they're actually going to interact with each other. What is that going to be like? Remember when that was new and fresh and no one has ever done it before? Remember when that was a thing that they birthed into the ether?
Do you remember when they created a TV series that would interact within and be a through line for all the movies and interact and become part of it and tell a bigger story around the movies?
Nope.
And then that got dropped because the studio execs at Marvel are a bunch of dicks.
It got dropped because it unfortunately got connected directly with the Inhumans, and they realized, oh, this is a bad decision. Drop the Inhumans, and then they were just collateral.
That's what really irritates me, is that the only reason they invented the human thing in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was because they couldn't call them mutants. They had to. It's like Sony. Yeah, Sony's screwing everything up. Scrony's still the one that's holding back on giving Wheel of Time its fourth season because it's.
Fox was.
Oh, it was Fox? I thought it was Sony though.
Fox was X-Men. Sony has Spider-Man. Fox had X-Men.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was a Spider-Man. Okay, I got them confused.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's why we got, that's why we were
Yeah.
able to get what we got now that they got the.
Yeah, now they just dropped the Inhumans. They don't need to do the humans anymore because
exactly.
they've got.
They have X-Men,
mutants.
so we're just gonna put every X-Men that you could think of, and we've already. You guys remember Kelsey Grammer as Beast? We have him as Beast again. See, but it's at the end of the Marvels, so nobody saw that scene. It's a post credit of the Marvels, so nobody saw that scene.
Oh, 5 people.
The best part was in Deadpool 2 when he's doing his joke about there's no X-Men in this house and stuff like that. I can't believe that you can't even come to the studio, couldn't come off to find one. And then he closes the door, and all the guys from the new version were like, they're all in character. It's so funny.
Yeah. That was good. Yeah, awesome. It was
great gags, and there's just killing it. But it's like
Evan Peters,
when it was that was the thing when it was the beginning of all of it, when it stopped
But
getting so bogged down with everything else that's attached to it.
yeah,
It, I mean, the Netflix Marvel shows of like
mhm,
the Daredevil, when they started crossing over and interacting, people were so excited
yep.
because we was like, guess what? We're doing Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. So
Yep.
it's like, okay, so you have two guys who are partners, two people that are dating, and then Daredevil who's hung out with these guys anyway. So they're all
Mhm.
street level. Oh, this is gonna be cool.
It's gonna be
And
good.
it
Yeah.
was cool,
Yeah.
except for Danny Rand, but we'll
And then
and we won't
She-Hulk comes
cap
in
you
and
up. We won't cap
has
you up.
the Daredevil come back. That's what helped get Daredevil back into the mix and get a new series. Was his interaction on She-Hulk was so well received. The TV show may not have been, but his showing up on it was.
It was because he was in Spider-Man.
Spider Man.
Oh yes, he did
was
that
in
too. But he was in Spider-Man for what?
No
3
Way Home.
minutes?
He was there.
He was
That's
there.
all that people
was
were
there.
like, "Oh shit, they're doing this. Let's do this."
Yep.
And him being in that, and people saying,
Yeah.
"Yes, keep Charlie Cox as Daredevil. We love this. We're glad that he's here."
Mhm.
That's what got people. That's what got them to want to do it, because one of their biggest movies after Endgame said, "Yes, please," and they were like, "Done."
Yep.
And then he showed up on She-Hulk.
Which introduced the Hulk's son, which I don't know how that ever panned out yet.
But man, hope that plotline doesn't come to fruition.
Oh, what do you mean? Have you not seen some of the images for
Mhm.
Doomsday or Dooms, whatever they're fucking calling it? And they showed Hulk and She-Hulk and his son on a Hawk planet. Don't you know they're going to try to?
Nope.
It's gonna be terrible.
I've checked out. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I've checked out of Marvel. I don't
That's
know.
fair.
I don't know. I have no idea. I just point and laugh when I see things like you guys are still there. When they get better writing, I'll come back. When they start understanding like this is a shared universe, a shared world, I'll be there.
Right. Once they come back to their senses and stop ruining characters and other shows for no reason.
And they lost basically the best writer from Marvel. They lost him to DC. So
And
was he though?
I'm sorry,
Was
Guardians.
he the best?
Guardians
Was he the best writer?
Guardians, seriously, Guardians is the only thing that kept Marvel going for years.
To be fair,
and yes, that was great stuff.
It would have been Edgar Wright if he said, "After Ant-Man, I'm done." If he kept making Ant-Man movies, pretty fucking high. I think it'd probably be Edgar Wright.
the first Ant-Man movie, we just stuck with that formula, gold. But then they went.
You understand? They took the Guardians of the Galaxy was such an unknown thing.
Oh, I know.
That I knew, but a lot of people had no clue about who Guardians of the Galaxy was. It was such a new thing, but it was done in such a way with the humor and the music,
and it ruined
was killed. I mean,
right.
That's
so
good.
Part. It was so good that they were like, we should make everything like this, and it fucked up a lot of the chemistry on a lot of other things.
So take this Joss Whedon humor that we barely
because
understand.
The other people weren't doing that. See,
exactly.
The other people aren't him. They can't make that work. You try to replicate something,
Ryan,
but you're not.
I can put it this way, right? For the Guardians of the Galaxy, before that movie was even announced, there's a game called Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where they were adding characters in, and they added Rocket Raccoon to the game, and everybody's like, "Who the fuck is Rocket Raccoon? Why the fuck is this goddamn raccoon in this game? Give me an X-Men. Fuck off."
I'm gonna need you to pronounce the "ra" better when you.
Rocket Raccoon. And now, because of those movies, he's like one of the most iconic characters in Marvel, to the point where Guardians of the Galaxy 3 starts with basically his story, and people will bawl watching that movie because of it. So
and then all we have left is Star-Lord, and that's the only character they've shown anything about after the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in anything. So, yay, more Chris Pratt. It's not like he's
Yeah.
already overexposed at this point,
That's fine.
unfortunately.
It's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine.
I just want more Mantis because that was my favorite character from those shows. I thought she was great, but
Oh, hey, that's my main in Marvel Rivals.
the girl who plays I can't remember her name right now, but the girl who
Mhm.
plays her, she's just hilariously adorable. It's just she gets the character so well where she just changes her her emotions on a dime because she's the empath and she can always pull from, and she brings that out to the character where it's just like she's mad and all of a sudden she's laughing hysterically and it's so cute when she does it. I love that character.
Nice. Well, you can see Chris Pratt when in DC. He's probably going to end up being Batman. We all know it.
God.
We all know it.
God.
Oh, that's going to happen, right?
Chris
Right.
I'm
Pratt
just
is
curious to see
Batman. Oh, no.
if he can carry that same success over to a DC universe
He's
and what
gonna
he
be
does
Bat-
with
oh
it
my God.
there. Because I don't think you can do the same thing in DC that you can in a Marvel.
Or they make. Oh no.
I don't think it fits. I don't.
Or what if he heels turn and goes Slade Wilson? Chris Pratt is Slade.
Oh no,
What?
Harry.
What?
Chris Pratt is Martian Manhunter.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
As long as it's not Chris Pratt as Lobo.
Oh no. That's what you're gonna get.
Already gonna be Lobo.
But
They already decided
they already did that.
fine.
Yeah, we're
And
fine there.
honestly, Lobo's enough of a comedic character; he could probably work,
Yeah.
but it's still fucking Chris.
But
Pratt,
they always did Doctor Doom in too, but they recast him. So
God, Chris Pratt is dark side.
Oh my god! Oh man, Chris Pratt is Big Barda.
Oh.
or Green, just have Green Lantern.
All right, we're going
because look what it did for Ryan Reynolds' career. It did for Chris Pratt's career.
Actually, everyone could be a Green Lantern if they want to be. Just let everyone be a lantern.
I mean, yeah.
Atlantic
To be fair, he would have been a fine Guy Gardner, even but we had the best Guy Gardner for it, so he got sidelined because
I know.
Captain Hammer's here, and he deserves to be a Green Lantern.
Yeah. Too bad we can't. Too bad this didn't happen like 20 years ago. We couldn't get Bruce Campbell as Plastic Man.
God, oh man, you know before they ruined him, Jim Carrey would have been a great Plastic Man too.
Yeah, he'd been a good Plastic Man.
I just want to see him to do a reboot or a sequel to Dr. Horrible's Sing Along blog. That's what I want.
Jim Carrey as Clayface.
Oh man, that'd be good. One condition.
What?
It has to be the Harley Quinn show Clayface.
Oh,
that's what I want. I want Jim Carrey being Stephanie. Let's go. Let's go.
Good up at the quad. God, I'm my favorite part when I show people those clips, it was like, can't Clayface just get out of that hamster wheel? I was like, yes, he can.
Yeah.
At any time. But he's got to be in the headspace, and he's not there.
Yeah, he's too busy. He's too busy being Clayface.
God damn. Anyways, so yeah,
I just want the movie Joker, the new movie Joker, to just be the guy who did it in Gotham, because I thought that was one of the best interpretations of the Joker.
We're just
even though it wasn't the Joker.
No, it's just theory crafting.
I mean, all I know is that apparently the Penguin show is really great, and Colin Farrell doesn't want to come back and do it because of the fucking makeup. He's like, fuck that.
A lot of work.
Yeah. I mean, putting on a fat suit all the time sounds terrible to constantly keep putting on and pulling off and sitting on the table forever.
I know.
He was like, fuck that. I don't want to be in that suit ever a fucking again.
Yep. Ah, man. Yep. But Pierce Brosnan, Dr. Fate, will never get again, which sucks. wasted on that Black Adam movie. It was a casting that I didn't know I needed.
Like, it's like, yes,
It was so good. I'm like, that's a good idea. Crappy movie, but no. Before the episode gets too long in the tooth, I remember
Bruce Campbell as Black Adam. Though he would have pulled that shit off.
could have pulled
He
that
would've pulled
off.
that shit off.
Pulled that off. Anyone besides The Rock could have pulled that off. Let's be honest.
Anyone.
Let's be honest. Okay, Martha Stewart could have pulled that off better.
Fucking literally, Gal Gadot could have pulled that off.
Heck yes. Yes.
Julio is Black Adam.
Henry Cavill could have pulled that off.
Yeah, I mean, that's not even fair. Just make all the super characters Henry Cavill.
Yep.
Just Henry Cavill as Superman and Black Adam
I'd
and
watch
Shazam.
it. I'd watch it.
Like, let's
I'd
go.
watch it. I'd watch it. I think the Black Adam movie would have been better if they'd have gave it to the CW. Okay. I said it.
If they took a lot of the casting that they had there and gave them let them carry over roles, probably.
Yeah.
You know.
But for some reason they're like, you CW. I'm like, screw you. There's some great casting here.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Poor Dinah. I wasn't a fan of Dinah. Poor Dinah.
All right, I'll give you that one. Yeah. And then the whole and Argus being the good guys. Yeah. Oh wow. It was a while ago. Christy goes, it was a while ago, but I recall enjoying Black Adam. Did you really?
In my brain, all I see is that Christy just thinks of the Pierce Brosnan, and that's it. That's the only thing she sees in her head.
Just Pierce
This
Brosnan.
is Dr. Fate.
I don't know. I can't. No. Dwayne Rock Johnson throws me out of because of the Dwayne Rock Johnson. Just throws me out.
Any actor that just plays themselves makes it so frustrating.
Yeah, unless the role is like themselves. So like when Jack Black plays Poe, it's basically Jack Black, but it worked for that show.
Right. But when he's just playing
Pierce Brosnan
Jack Black is being Jack Black, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
You know, Pierce Brosnan basically plays the same character all the time, but
it's
a good character.
Come on. Can we talk about? They're all very distinct characters. Remember him and Mrs. Doubtfire? Hot Fuzz, Mrs. Doubtfire. Okay, exactly. James Bond.
In Remington Steele, James Bond, Mrs. Doubtfire, same character.
Whoa, still not. They're not the same character. Completely different. Okay,
could have come right off one set to the other.
Mamma Mia.
Now,
okay.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing because, goddamn, I love me some Pierce Brosnan. I grew up on him on Remington Steele, and I was the one who was campaigning for him to be James Bond before Timothy Dalton got it, but he got screwed over by NBC because NBC says, "Oh, there's a lot of buzz about him taking over as Bond. We're going to make sure that we're going to make a third season now of Remington Steele and make sure that he's locked in and he can't do it."
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Let's be honest. He will always be remembered as James Bond because he was the James Bond on 007 cartridge. That's the only people know.
That's true.
People, gamers only know 007 split screen.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan
Remember,
is James Bond
at the time when it was basically just the couple people who had played him, James Bond, and they're talking about recasting him, and I'm watching Remington Steele. I'm like, this guy is James Bond. This guy's playing that character as just called a different thing right now. He would be perfect for that role, and he would have been. And then they had to go and screw everything up just because NBC was being a bunch of dicks.
But he ended up getting it, so it all works out. Yeah,
well, he eventually did, but by then it was kind of kind of
what he did, like
watered down.
What
franchise?
Like three great movies,
an amazing video game that's remembered for decades. That they keep
fix what they did with
Timothy
Dalton
again.
Yeah, but no one remembers that. No one remembers that. Okay. All right. Anyways, before this episode gets too long in the truth, I want to thank you guys for getting this far. If you made it this far in the episode, you're a true key holder, and that I thank you. You can be listening to anything else in the world, but decide to listen to this. Thank you. To the 350 plus of you guys who download this every week, this is a live. Podcast recorded at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do it on twitch.tv/wearelibertarians or youtube.com/wearelibertarians. Come hang out with us live. I do realize podcasts on our podcast network, people love them in podcast form. I get it. But still want you guys want to come out and hang out with us live. It's a lot of fun. Join the conversation. Help twist it anywhere or just listen to this way. It's fine. But I'm not gonna bore you guys too much. But thank you and have a good night. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Hi, everybody.